All right, let's talk about sleep, but probably not in the way you're used to thinking about it. What if I told you that getting amazing restorative rest isn't about sleeping longer, but actually about sleeping smarter? Let's dive in. So picture this. Meet Alex. He's an entrepreneur living in Costa Rica. You know, paradise, right? But this quote, this is his reality. It's 3 in the morning, he's totally exhausted, just endlessly scrolling on his phone, and his mind is just cloudy. He's supposed to be living the dream, but honestly, it feels more like a nightmare. And that right there, that's the key question, isn't it? Have you ever had that experience? You get your solid 8 hours, the alarm goes off, and you still feel like you haven't really recovered. Your body might be rested, sure, but your brain feels like it's a step or two behind. That's exactly where Alex was.
And that, right there, is what we're calling the efficient sleep problem. You know, for years, we've all been told that 8 is the magic number. 8 hours, and you're good to go. But what if that's missing the point completely? The real problem isn't just about the quantity of our sleep. It's about the quality, the actual architecture of those hours.
So, back in Costa Rica, Alex runs into this guy, Mateo, another entrepreneur who is his total opposite. This guy is vibrant, he's focused, he's super productive, and he's doing it all on just 5 or 6 hours of sleep at night. So Alex is spending way more time in bed, but feels 100 times worse. What in the world is Mateo's secret?
And Mateo's secret? It's all about unlocking the power of 90-minute sleep cycles. Now, this is a fundamental shift in how we think about rest. It's not about counting the hours, it's about counting complete, efficient cycles of sleep.
Okay, so let's really break this down. The old way of thinking, just focusing on hours, it pretty much ignores what our brain is actually doing while we're asleep. And that's exactly why you can sleep for 8-9 hours and still feel awful. The new approach, focusing on cycles, works with your brain's natural rhythm, and that, my friends, is the key to waking up feeling genuinely refreshed.
So what is a 90-minute sleep cycle, really? Well, it's the natural rhythm your brain follows all night long. It moves through these different stages, from light sleep to deep sleep and back again. But here's the crucial part. If your alarm jolts you awake in the middle of one of those cycles, you feel groggy and terrible. But if you time it just right so you wake up at the very end of a cycle, you wake up feeling clear and alert. It's like magic. And look, why do we even care about these cycles so much? Well, because they help us hit the 2 main goals of sleep. First, we need to maximize our deep sleep. That's for your body, physical recovery, repairing muscles, all that good stuff. And second, we need to maximize our REM sleep. That's for your brain. It's where you lock in memories, boost creativity, and basically get your mind ready to crush the next. Okay, the theory is cool and all, but how do you actually do it? How do you get these perfect cycles? Well, let's look at the simple, super practical method Alex used to totally transform his sleep. It's called the 3-2-1 routine. It's so simple. You're gonna love it. Okay, so 3 hours before bed, no more heavy meals. This lets your body focus on repair, not digestion. Then 2 hours before bed, stop working, shut it down. This gives your mind a chance to unwind from all the stress of the day. And the big one, 1 hour before bed, no screens. I mean it. That blue light from your phone or TV, it's actively blocking the hormones that help you fall into that deep, restorative sleep. Now, beyond that 3-2-1 rule, you've got to set the stage, right? Your environment sends these huge signals to your brain. If your mind is racing, try journaling to just get it all out. Use dim, warm lights to mimic a sunset. That tells your brain it's time to start making melatonin. And then a pitch black, cool, and consistent sleep environment, that is the final piece of the puzzle. And out of all of those tips, if you only remember one thing, make it this number: 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. That's about 65 to 68 Fahrenheit. Science has shown again and again that this cool temperature is the absolute sweet spot for optimal sleep. It is one of the easiest and most powerful changes you can make tonight. Okay, so getting to sleep is one half of the equation, but what about waking up? How you wake up is just as important because it really sets the tone for your entire day. So let's flip the script and look at the morning side of this system. This 2-step morning reset? Oh, it's a game changer. First, as soon as you can, get about 10 minutes of direct sunlight. This is so important because it signals your brain to stop making the sleep hormone melatonin and instead fire up serotonin, which makes you feel awake and happy. Then, splash your face with some cold water. It gives your nervous system a little jolt that just washes away any of that leftover grogginess. Oh, and here's a quick pro tip for all you coffee lovers out there. We love it, but man, it can really mess with our sleep architecture.
Caffeine stays in your system for a surprisingly long time, so to protect those precious sleep cycles, a really good rule of thumb is to make sure your last cup is before 2 in the afternoon.
So, after all this, what happened to Alex? Well, this is where the real magic happens. It's the ultimate transformation. He didn't just change his habits, he completely reframed how he even thought about sleep.
Remember where he started? He was just pouring from an empty brain. He was foggy, he was unproductive, just running on fumes and trying to get through the day, even though he was living in paradise. And he shifted to this new mindset, and this is so crucial. Sleep isn't a weakness. It's not something to just get out of the way. It is the single most powerful performance enhancement tool you have. It's the foundation for everything else. Your focus, your energy, your creativity, it all starts here.
And the actual tangible result? It was incredible. Within just a week, Alex was waking up naturally, before his alarm, feeling sharp, clear-headed, and calm. He was actually sleeping less time, but the quality of that sleep was so much higher that he felt infinitely better. He finally found his Pruva Vita. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to really think about. Tonight, when you go to bed, ask yourself this. Are you just putting in the hours and hoping for the best, or are you actually architecting your recovery? Because honestly, the difference between those two things could change everything.